Welcome everybody to Tino's Time Wrestling. And on this episode, we're going to recap everything that just went down at WWE Crown Jewel. And let's not waste any time and let's get right into the results. The first match that happened on the card, it was announced earlier on the Crown Jewel pre-show. It was a tag team match between the Usos and the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. And if you didn't know, yes, I did say that the Hurt Business is back together. Finally, maybe we'll be able to see that Survivor Series match that we all want to see between the Usos, the New Day, and the Hurt Business. I'm down. But this match was good. It was good for what it was on the pre-show. You know, they really never gave it the amount of time that, you know, it rightfully deserves. And they always put matches like this on the pre-show, and they always announce matches like an hour before, and that's fine, and it was what it was. But in the end of the match, the Usos did the super kick, the double kick, and they did the Uso splash, and they picked up the 1, 2, 3, and they picked up the win over the Hurt Business. And now, don't forget, now that all the rosters go into effect, so after Crown Jewel, all the draft picks that happened a few weeks ago that everybody drafted from Raw and Smackdown will go into effect. And if you don't know where all the superstars are going, go on Tino's Time on YouTube and check out my WWE draft recap to check out all the information on where all the superstars are heading after Crown Jewel. Now, let's get to the main card, because the main card was phenomenal, and it started off with Edge and Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. And this was everything that we wanted, and this was the trilogy and the third match that we rightly deserve. And honestly, other than the cell being red, like we all have complained about throughout the years, since they've changed it from the steel to the red cell, this match was an absolute banger. They absolutely beat the hell out of each other in every single type of way. Early on, Seth tried to do the coup de grace. He tried to take the steel chair and he tried to hit Seth, but he missed, and Seth just was not able to get it. Edge poked him in the eye with a part of the chair. It looked like he ripped it off, and he poked him in the eye. That honestly looked like it hurt, and I don't know how well he was seeing throughout the whole rest of the match. 2 tables were involved. 2 tables were introduced. Edge went through one, and Seth went through the other. Edge pushed Seth off of the top rope onto the cell, and Seth fell into the table. And, they just beat the living hell out of each other throughout the whole entire match. There were steel steps involved. We saw chairs. We even saw ladders. And if you know Edge, he was the main guy in the TLC ladder matches, and we just know Edge does his thing when all 3 of those things are involved. And this match, like I said, was absolutely phenomenal, and it was everything that we deserved. They even used a wrench. Seth grabbed some tools. It was just a wild match, and the ending was even wilder, because in the end, Edge used Seth Rollins' finishing move, the stomp, and he picked up the 1, 2, 3, and Edge went on to beat Seth Rollins. And this match was an instant classic. And if you missed it because it was the first match on the card, it was too early. I was talking to one of my friends. He said, I didn't even get up that early, and I understand. It was on at 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning here. Some places 12, depending where you were living at. It was a Thursday morning, I get it. But if you haven't watched this match, go back and watch it, because it was an instant classic. The next match on the card, had to take a deep breath over there after my excitement for that match. The next match on the card was Mansor versus Mustafa Ali. And this match, we've seen Mustafa Ali and Mansor go back and forth. They were a tag team. They fought. They were best friends. They were going for the titles, but they turned on each other. And, this match wasn't awful. It was what it was. It was a good match. And, it was what I was expecting. It wasn't like anything like phenomenal or nothing that I was expecting. And in the end, I'm not going to take too much time on this match, because we got to get through 10 matches, and nobody wants to listen to me talk for a half hour about all these matches. In the end of the Mansour versus Mustafa Ali match, Mansour won with a neck breaker. And, Mansour got his moment in Saudi Arabia, where he was from, and that's a really cool moment for him. And he has definitely grown over the last few months, over the last year. Corey Graves was talking about it throughout the match, about how much Mansour has improved, and it's just one of those things that he's absolutely right. So congratulations to Mansour for getting that win and picking up a big victory. And let's see, maybe if you, after the draft and now that the superstar shakeup has happened, let's see if you can get some momentum on the Raw brand. Or I think he actually went to Smackdown. I forget, to be honest. But I think he went to Smackdown. I forget. We'll have to go back to that. Go check out Tino's Time draft preview and recap. My bad. Anyway, let's get on to the next match on the card. It was the Raw tag titles. It was RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omas. And, you know, we've talked about this. I've talked about this a lot on Twitter with people. I think that AJ Styles needs to get out of the tag team title picture. And, you know, everybody loves RK Bro, and they've been a tag team for a while. And, you know, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm happy with what they're doing. And Randy Orton seems like he's having a lot of fun in his career right now than he has in a while. You know, he's been a heel and everything. But, you know, this match was good. But it was, you know, I'm just tired of seeing this match over and over and over again. We see it, we talk about it all the time. We see these matches over and over again. And AJ Styles and Omas, not that I'm hating on them being a tag team, but it just was not, like, it just wasn't, like, I'm over seeing this match. I want to see somebody new. So, in the end, I wanted to mention something before I get too far. The Riddle came out with a camel. He came out on a camel. It was so funny. This man literally rode out with a camel, and you could see Randy's face, and he was like, oh my god, that was awesome. And it was just so funny to see Randy come out on a camel, because it was something that Riddle would do, and it was so funny to see Riddle come out on a camel and just see Randy's face, and it was just, if you haven't, go watch it. It was funny. But in the end, RK Bro ended up picking up the win after Randy Orton took AJ Styles out of the air after AJ missed the phenomenal forearm. Randy Orton did the RKO out of nowhere. Riddle, he did the floating bro. And still, your tag team champions, RK Bro. And like I said, hopefully that we move on and we see some new opponents for the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro. Now the draft has happened, but again, not hating on AJ and Omas. They just, you know, I just want to see something new. But let's get to the next match on the card, and this is a match that, you know, I wasn't expecting too much from, but it was actually better than I thought it was. It was the Queen of the Ring finals. It was Doudrop versus Zelina Vega, and we've seen throughout the Queen of the Ring tournament that they really haven't got the time that they rightly deserve, and they really haven't been able to get, you know, like everybody has complained about the matches only being 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and what it was, and they have totally a right to agree. But they finally seemed to at least give them a little bit of time, and it wasn't like a long match, but it was definitely longer than it seemed like a lot of the matches throughout the whole tournament. And Doudrop and Vega put on a really good show, but in the end, Zelina Vega hit the code red after, I cannot believe she flipped Doudrop. She's got to have some strength for days. My God, I don't know if Malachi Black is helping her work out. I don't even know how she did that. But your new Queen of the Ring, Queen Zelina Vega. Congratulations, Zelina. You deserve it. After everything you've been through, you've been released. You didn't know where you were going. You lost your husband in WWE, and he switched sides and went to AEW. You know, you've been through a lot, and you finally deserve that moment. So congratulations to Zelina Vega on becoming Queen of the Ring. Congratulations on Doudrop getting to the finals. You deserve it. And even though I don't like your name Doudrop and you should be named Piper, I'm happy with what you're doing. So let's get on to the next match. And this match was one that I was really happy about, and I was just really like shocked and surprised on how good it actually was. It was Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley in a no holds barred, and then they announced it on the pre-show that it was also going to be Falls Count Anywhere. And my God, did they prove that it was Falls Count Anywhere. They beat the hell out of each other everywhere around the ring. Goldberg did a spare through the barricades. He spared Lashley everywhere. Bobby Lashley even started the match with the chain. It looked like he took the chain from John Cena. He probably took the chain gang thing that Cena used to wear way back in the day and was like, let's go. And he tried to hit Goldberg with it. And it was a phenomenal way to start. And this match was just phenomenal all around. And, to be honest, I think this is the longest we've ever seen Goldberg wrestle in a ring since he's returned. His matches are usually only like 2 or 3 minutes. His match at WrestleMania a few years ago with Brock Lesnar was probably the longest when they did a few spots outside in the barricade and stuff. But this match was just phenomenal and every single thing that I wanted to see. And we even saw the Hurt Business. They were involved with the Usos earlier on the pre-show. They came out. They brought kendo sticks to Bobby Lashley, and they were trying to help Bobby Lashley win. They were going to do the kendo sticks, but Goldberg took out the Hurt Business, and he took the kendo stick, and Goldberg, he tried to go after Lashley, and they beat each other up a little bit. And in the end, guys, Goldberg actually did a spot that actually looked real. He speared Bobby Lashley off of the stage, and he pinned him. I don't know if he stepped on him. I don't know what he did, if he put his head on him. He looked like he was like Michael Myers or something, trying to choke somebody out. I don't know. But Goldberg ended up picking up the win with the 1, 2, 3 after the spear off the stage. And this match was just better than I thought it was. And it was unexpected, especially with Goldberg. I was expecting like a 2 or 3 minute match. And we talked a lot about it on my pre-show about how this felt like a WrestleMania. All these matches, when do we see a Hell in the Cell match in a pay-per-view in October? When do we see a no-holds-barred Falls Count Anywhere? I mean, there was just so many things that this pay-per-view felt like a WrestleMania. And to be honest, this whole pay-per-view was better than I definitely expected. And it was the best Crown Jewel pay-per-view I think that we've actually seen and witnessed. So, congratulations to Goldberg for winning and just, actually proving that you can still wrestle. But to be honest, Goldberg, please retire, because this is the best way for you to go out. And this would be such a great way for everybody just to remember you as beating up Bobby Lashley. And I know Bobby Lashley won't be mad about saying that he had his last match. That's what you need to do, Goldberg. But let's talk about a guy that's just starting his career, and he's been talking about doing this for a long time. He has his own YouTube channel, Up, Up, Down, Down. He's on a Netflix series. He's been doing Madden tournaments. He's been talking about this. Austin Creed, Xavier Woods has been talking about being the king of the ring for so long. He's been wanting to do this his whole career. And this King of the Ring tournament, they've spent a lot more time on it than they did the Queen of the Ring. And, the matches have been a little bit longer. And we've seen better matches with these competitors. And we saw Finn Balor make it to the finals with Xavier Woods. Like I just talked about, I hyped up Xavier Woods a little bit. I just got excited because he deserves this moment, and with Kofi, what he's done at Kofi Mania, Big E's riding as WWE champion right now, I think it was time for Xavier to get his moment. And this King of the Ring match was actually really good. Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. This is the first match that they've ever fought on WWE television. They did fight in one dark match a few years ago, but it was something we couldn't watch. So this is the first match that we actually saw them live, and they did not disappoint. This match was phenomenal in every single way, and it was just awesome to see these two put on a performance in Saudi Arabia. In the end, though, Xavier Woods hit the elbow off of the top rope onto Finn Balor, and he picked up the win 1, 2, 3. And finally, after all these years, Up, Up, Down, Down, YouTube channel winner, Xavier Woods, he just does it all, and he deserves this moment. So congratulations to King Xavier, and hail Xavier, hail Xavier. I might even need to hail to Zelina, because let's be real, we all need to hail and bow down to Zelina Vega too. But nobody wants to do that and think about Zelina before. Yeah, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Congratulations to you, Xavier, though. We just talked about Xavier. Let's talk about Big E versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And if you know, Drew McIntyre was drafted to SmackDown, so tomorrow he will be starting his career and his new rivalries, hopefully new rivalries on SmackDown. And I cannot wait to see what Drew McIntyre does on SmackDown. But before that, he had to fight Big E for the WWE title. And this match, again, this was a match that we talked about. It was going to be it was going to be a really good one, and it did not disappoint. Honestly, none of these matches disappointed at all. All of them lived up to the hype, and all of them just, it was better. It was a really good pay-per-view for being at 10 in the morning in Saudi Arabia, and just, it was just really good. And again, this match just did not disappoint at all, and they beat the hell out of each other. In the end, though, Big E hit his second big ending after hitting one earlier on in the match, and still your WWE champion after pinning Drew McIntyre 1, 2, 3. Big E keeps the WWE champion, and he's going to Monday Night Raw, and he sent Drew's ass to Friday nights. Congratulations, Big E. You deserve it, and let's see what you're going to do on Monday nights, and let's see what we got on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Let's take a deep breath. Let's take a minute. I go through these matches too fast, I know, but, nobody wants to listen to me talk for too long. Anyway, the last two matches on the card, it was the SmackDown Women's Champion, the triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, and the man, Becky Lynch. And these three women absolutely beat the hell out of each other in every single way. It was, this was a match that we've been wanting to see for a while, and, it sucks that they're all not going to be on the same brand. Sasha's going to SmackDown, Bianca and Becky Lynch are going to Raw. We see Charlotte Flair earlier on in the pay-per-view. They did like a whole tribute thing to her, and was like, Charlotte Flair's going to SmackDown. Like, it's not the first time she's been on SmackDown. But anyway, I just didn't understand it. But, this match was awesome. And honestly, I thought Sasha Banks was going to win it. There were multiple moments where I thought Sasha had it. I thought Bianca had it. I didn't know who was going to win. It was so back and forth. And, it's just one of those things that I like matches like that. I really enjoy it because it's like, you don't know who's going to win. And it's better that way, in my opinion, honestly. But, after they beat the crap out of each other for a little bit, Becky ended up winning the match by holding the ropes. Yes, by holding the ropes. And yes, that is legal in a triple threat match. If you didn't know that, yes, it is legal. She held the ropes while Sasha Banks had her, while Becky had Sasha. She pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. And still, your SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. The man, the mom, whatever you want to call her. Anyway, SmackDown Women's Champion is now on Raw. And the Raw Women's Champion is on SmackDown. So it should be really interesting to see how that works out. I was talking to somebody a little bit ago. We were talking about maybe they unify the titles at Survivor Series. Maybe we could see that happening. That would be interesting. But then again, it's like, what do the women have to fight for then? And then you're just going to put the women on, like, I don't understand it if you're doing the WWE draft. And I don't understand it. But if that does happen, we'll have to find out in the next month. Because if you don't know, I'll remind you right now, WWE Survivor Series, we see Raw versus SmackDown, November 21st, live on Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on Peacock. So get excited for that because it's one of the best times of the year. And it will also be my 1-year anniversary of when I started Tino's Time Wrestling. So get ready. We're going to do something a little bit special that weekend, and your boy Tino's going to have a special episode coming out. So look forward to that in the next coming weeks. I'll be telling you a little bit more about that. Just get excited. I can't believe I've been doing this now for a year. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. Just got to make sure that we keep growing Tino Nation and just doing our thing. But now, let's talk about this main event. It was the main event everybody's been waiting for. It's the head of the table versus the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. We got Paul Heyman. What side is he going to pick? Is he going with the Beast? Is he going with the head of the table? Is he with the Bloodline? What is Paul Heyman doing? We don't know. I would have rather seen that ladder match and put Paul Heyman's ass in the cage and had him play and had him climb for custody. That would have been way better. And that, instead of watching him fight for the title, let's see him fight for Paul, because that would have been way better. But this is a match everybody's been wanting to see. This is another reason why I said it felt like a WrestleMania, because this is a match I feel like we've seen it at a WrestleMania already, and we know how Vince McMahon is. But for this match was good for what it was. I was expecting a lot more, to be honest. But I mean, we saw Brock Lesnar do Suplex City. We saw them bring up when John Cena died from Suplex City like 5 years ago at SummerSlam, not at WrestleMania. We saw Roman do his thing. We also saw the Bloodline get involved. The Usos came out and got involved later in the match. It was what it was, and it was like, this was another one that I didn't know what was gonna happen, to be honest, because I was just all types of confused, where it was just like these two, we didn't know who was gonna win and where it was gonna go, because I didn't know who was gonna win, to be honest, people. It was just crazy, and this match was just it was what it was. We've seen it 50 times, and yeah. So I hope you people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a little bit, but it wasn't like I would have rather seen the Hell in the Cell match last. Roman and Brock, we've seen them so many times, but in the end, all of a sudden, Paul Heyman he grabbed the title after Brock Lesnar knocked out the referee. He grabbed the title, he threw it in the ring, and they started playing tug of war with it. Were they playing tug of war over Paul, or were they playing tug of war over the title? I didn't know what the hell was going on, and that was another thing. I was all types of confused. It was what it was. But that's what I said. That's what I mentioned like a minute ago. The Usos got involved, and after Brock got the title, the Usos got involved. They double kicked Brock Lesnar. Roman hit Brock with the Universal title. Then he did the spear, and still your WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, the head of the table. And like I talked about, this match was what it was. It just, I was just hoping for something a little bit better, and to be honest, it just wasn't the main event I was expecting. And I could be way wrong, and I could have not saw what I watched, but that's just my opinion, and again, we'll all have our own opinions. Hopefully you won't tear me apart on the comments and on Twitter and everything. But yeah, so we got through Crown Jewel. We got through these 10 matches. It's only 3 o'clock on a Thursday, people. We still got a whole day left. We got Thursday Night Football tonight for all you fantasy football freaks and geeks out there. Go check out Tino's Time for all your fantasy football information. It's still Thursday, so we still got a whole day ahead of ourselves. I mean, that's the one thing good about having a pay-per-view on during the day, right? I mean, yeah. So before I say goodbye, I want to give you a little bit of a preview for Friday nights. Like I mentioned earlier, the WWE draft will go into effect. So hopefully we see all these new superstars. We see Hit Row. We see Drew McIntyre. We see the Queen, Charlotte Flair. We see all Jeff Hardy. There's so many new superstars that will be going from Raw to SmackDown and SmackDown to Raw that we will see tomorrow, and then this upcoming Monday on the USA Network. So I can't wait to see what happens in the next month with Raw and SmackDown, and how these new rosters shape up, and what new rivalries we see, new championships, hopefully some new championships, because I'm tired of seeing the same championships all the time. We have the same championships all the time, and it should just be interesting to see what happens, and hopefully, yeah. But we also have Halloween Havoc this upcoming Tuesday, live on the USA Network. NXT 2.0 is going to go Halloween style. We got the spin of the wheel between Mandy Rose and Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Champion. We got Bronson Breakker versus Tommaso Ciampa. Those matches are going to be awesome, and I can't wait. And there you have it. I hope everybody enjoyed the WWE pay-per-view that was Crown Jewel. I hope everybody will listen and enjoy to everything I have to say, remember to go smash that subscribe button. Go like, follow. Go follow me at TinoTime1996, TinoTime10 on Instagram, Tino's Time Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram. Go follow me, Tino's Time 10. Just go follow me everywhere. And again, remember to smash that like button and help your boy Tino out. And until this upcoming Tuesday, we do a pre-show and we go over all the action that's going to go down at Halloween Havoc. This is your boy Tino, signing out.